Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. For the past 8 years, I have worked, created, and painted out of this light-filled studio here in Northeast Ohio. But all of that is about to change. Don't worry, I will still be painting and experimenting with beeswax and a torch. It's just going to be in a slightly different location. So come along on this journey, consider subscribing, and join this artsy community. This video is going to be not a painting video, a little bit different video than what I normally do. Hopefully it's still entertaining and you get some of your questions answered. I thought I would take the time to answer a few questions while I continue to pack up the studio. These are going to be kind of some of the questions that came in on the last video, questions that people have emailed me about, questions I've gotten from Instagram when I told everybody we were packing the studio and I was moving. So here we go. Let's get to packing some more and I will answer questions as I pack. I just wanted to say, as I mentioned in last week's video, this process started in August. I wanted to address any concerns about keeping you in the dark. I have not mentioned the move in the past because honestly, there were times when we were really just not sure it was going to happen. It was a dream and something we've been contemplating for several years now, but there was a lot of ups and downs. Several tears were shed. And there were lots of moments of frustration. So please know I was not trying to hide anything. I was honestly just trying to make sure this move was going to work out before I told all of you. I also wanted to have answers to questions I knew that you would have. And now, moving on to the moving questions. I thought I'd start out with the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why, since most of the questions that were asked revolved around these 5 W's. First, who? That's an easy one. Myself and Matt, along with the Studio Stacy business. Yes, don't worry, I'm still going to continue to make art, and the business is coming with us. What? This, I think, sums up the surprise most people had when we announced we're moving. What? However, we've always wanted to live a bit simpler, live in the mountains, and travel more. When are we making the move? Hopefully in the next couple months. As of right now, we do not have an exact date we need to be out of our current home. We will be packing things and slowly transitioning. There are several pretty big projects that need to be done. I will be keeping you all posted. Where are you going? This was a very popular question. We are moving to the mountains in West Virginia. It's a beautiful area with lots of outdoor fun to be had. It's also still close to family and friends, less than a day's drive. We have purchased a piece of land with a small studio space and pole barn. Remember those big projects I mentioned? There is no water or sewer on the property. So it's going to be a bit tricky and maybe challenging at times for a little while. There is, however, electric and internet. So the good news is creating art and videos is still definitely in the plans. I will be sharing more videos and pictures of the space very soon, but both Matt and I fell in love with it, and I hope you will too. And speaking of Matt, for those of you who have missed his shenanigans in the latest videos, of course he will be making more cameo appearances throughout the videos, including this one. So stay tuned for more art and more Matt.
This is what happens when you sneak up on Studio Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Hi there.
Is it Thanksgiving in the studio?
Looks like it, but I'm just packing up. And now, moving on to the big question of why. I touched on this briefly earlier. We have a few main reasons. First is we want to travel on a more full-time basis in the somewhat near future. I would love to be able to travel to various different art shows with my art and also take our time in those areas sightseeing. The ultimate goal is to have a simple home base that will allow us to do this. This property in West Virginia lets us save some money and work towards that goal. So much has changed for us in the past several years. We're not afraid to take a chance. You never know until you try. The second reason is we both love the mountains. We've always wanted more land and a small cabin in the mountains. Hopefully a slower paced, simpler way of life. Third, West Virginia is a great central location to family and friends. We've actually stayed in the area several times while passing through between families' houses. And finally, we got into a program. This program is called Ascend West Virginia. On a complete whim, at probably about midnight one night, Matt decided to fill out the paperwork. We had an interview. We were selected.
Whoa. Where'd it go? Get the bird. Worst toilet paper ever.
We, of course, were very excited to be selected, and we are beyond excited to be part of this adventure-loving community. If you want more information on Ascend West Virginia, this is not sponsored. We just really believe in the program and what they are doing. I will put the link down below in the description, and you can check out the other communities. And if you are interested, fill out an application and apply. I thought I would wrap up with some of the more specific questions that I received over the last week or so. So Lisa asked, what is happening to the barn doors? The infamous barn doors that you usually see in every single video. I usually open the video standing in front of the barn doors and close the video standing in front of the barn doors. So the plan is to keep them. I am not sure exactly where they are going to go yet, but both Matt and I definitely want to keep them. We spent a lot of time kind of refurbishing them and redoing them, and like I said, they're just part of a Studio Stacy, and we both love them. So we will be finding a place for the barn doors. Don't worry, they are coming with us. My newsletter subscribers have kind of gotten a sneak peek into the property that we're moving to. So some of these questions may seem a little bit forthcoming, but it's because my newsletter subscribers kind of got a sneak peek behind the scenes. If you are interested in signing up for the newsletter and getting more sneak peeks, early access, and behind the scenes studio information, I'm going to put the link in the description box below to the newsletter. I send out a newsletter maybe once or twice a month, so I don't inundate you with emails all the time. But if you're interested in any of that, go down below and you can sign up for the newsletter. And now moving on to the more specific questions. Patty asked, how many acres do you have? Will you have much snow? We have 7 acres. The buildings on the property sit in a little bit of a valley area, and then the property goes up to the top of a hill mountain area. So it's a beautiful area. Like I keep saying, I'm going to be definitely sharing more of that, most likely in next week's video. So stay tuned for that. As far as the snow, we think we will be getting less snow than we get here. We live in the snow belt here in Northeast Ohio. So as you guys saw in the videos this winter, we got quite a bit of snow. So it seems like the weather in West Virginia might be a bit warmer by a couple of degrees. However, we are going to be keeping the snowblower that we have because we will probably most likely be getting a little bit of snow there. All right, so I hope that video answered your questions. If you have any more questions, definitely let me know down below in the description box. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. But hopefully that did answer the questions about some of the move. So if you did like the video, you know what to do. Give it a great big thumbs up. It really does help me out. If you are curious about the new studio space, stay tuned for next week. My plan is to try to go down and get a video of the property and the new studio space. So stay tuned for that next week. If you are anxious to see some more painting videos, I promise this vlog, this channel is not going to turn into all about moving. Painting videos will be coming, so stay tuned for those as well. Like I said, next week I'm going to try to do a little bit more behind the scenes of the moving process, but then hopefully after that I'll get back to painting. After all, I have a lot more sketches I still need to finish up for this new series. So yeah, stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, thanks so very, very, very much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.